Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today in this video I'm gonna show you how to collaborate two tools that is from Microsoft. One is our MS Form and another one is our Microsoft Power Automate. So the objective of this tutorial is to build a little simple system that will let me show you the thing that I want to make you understand. That is, suppose here is our one Microsoft Form that gets responses from the students, and this system should trigger a customized mail to the students and the authorities also, the teaching authorities also, as a as a confirmation mail. So for this we are going to build this system. So once the student submits this form, the data will be stored in our database in the backend, and one email will be triggered to the student and our teachers for further processing. So for that, the first thing that you need to do is to create a Microsoft O365 free trial account. So after creating an account, you will be redirected to this Microsoft 365 admin center. From here, if you scroll a little bit down, you will find SharePoint. So we will use SharePoint for storing the data in backend. So when you click on SharePoint, one new tab will be open. This will open a SharePoint admin center, and here on the left panel you will find active sites. Click on that. You need to create first some repositories to store those data. So for that you need to create one site, and inside that site I will create a list. So here I would like to create a team site, so I will suggest to do that same. So after creating this team site, here our site is ready. I have already created one team site. That's a 2-3 steps thing, so you can do that by your own. So here I have created one site called Microsoft Response, okay, and this is how my site looks. And in this site, in the site contents, I have created also one SharePoint list that is basically for storing the data that storing the responses from that Microsoft form. So here the two things will be done. One thing is to store the responses in a structured way in the SharePoint list, and the second thing is to trigger customer emails to our users and the teachers. Okay, so we will do that. So for that we will need help of Power Automate, Microsoft Power Automate. So if you search on Google like this, Microsoft Power Automate, you will find the first link. Just go to there and sign in with your Microsoft O365 account. You will be redirected to the Power Automate dashboard like this. So now the first thing is I need to create a flow from scratch. So for that I will click on this create menu. Here I will find automated cloud flow. So basically this flow will be triggered automatically based on some other actions. So I will click on that. Let's give some name here, MS Form, and now it's saying to choose the flows trigger. So when do you want your flow to be triggered? So I want that when a Microsoft response is getting submitted, that time this flow should run. So for that I am selecting this option and click on create. So here you can see it's asking for a form, so just click on this drop down menu and you will find the teaching center form that I have already designed here. Okay, so I am linking this form with this flow. So now my response is getting submitted, but I need to store them as well in SharePoint list. So for that there is another action as get response details Microsoft Forms. You can see, so pick the form ID again, that is teaching center, and the response ID you will find on the right panel here, and under this when a new response is submitted you will get a response ID. Just select that one, so it will be in response ID. So the form is submitted, you got the response. The next thing is to store that response in a SharePoint list, right? So for that we need to create item in SharePoint. Search like that, you will find this action, create item. So it's signing in with my O365 account, so it's it's linked. So just select the site address from here. Let's see. Let's enter the custom value. It's asking for the site address, so the site address will be this much. Let me try. Okay. This is our site. Let's select the list. You can see the online teaching list was there, and once you select the list, all the columns auto populates here, and you need to select. So the title column, in that list we have this column, title, email address, class, school, version, name, contact number, mode of class, or application for class. If you go there, you can find these all columns here. Okay, and this title actually it contains name of the students. So, and we are getting that name of the student from the Microsoft response. So here in the title field we are selecting name. In email address field we are selecting email ID, and class, and like that we need to fill all the details here from this form. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so now the response has been submitted to our list. The next thing is to send mail to the student. Okay, so for that we have the different option called send mail. So send email with options, here is one, and we will use this one, send an email, Outlook. Okay, so we need to trigger a custom email to the student, and so we need to mention the student's mail ID here. So for that, click on this add dynamic content and select this email address column from the list, or you can select this email ID direct from the MS form response. Both are same, so we need to select either of one. Please mention one subject here, one subject line is needed. This is our subject line. Let's modify. Okay, so here will be our mail body. So I will say hi, then the student's name should come. So for that I am fetching the student's name, just a second, from this form response. So hi, thank you for contacting us. We have mailed your details to our teachers. They will validate the details and get back to you soon. Thanks teaching online. So this is one customized email that we are going to send to all the students who will submit that form. So after that we need to also notify our our teachers that one response is submitted now. Please look on to that. So for that we need another mail action. Select the same action again, and this time here we need to mention the teacher's email ID. So for now I am selecting mine. So this is my email address. So I will be getting all the email notifications as a teacher. The subject line would be something like new response from student. For this, if I'm the teacher, so I should get a mail like this: hi Prasoon, one student is trying to connect with you. Please click the below link to find details for same. Okay, now here we need to create a hyperlink that will directly redirect me to the student's details that is stored in our SharePoint list. So for that we need to see the item link first. So for that testing, let me create one sample item here so that I can observe the item links. So let's do this. Just save this item in this list. Okay, now right click on that, click on copy link. Okay, copy here and just paste it here with the help of HTML tag. So href equals to that link, and just a second, let me open that item. Okay, copy, open this, let me see what opens up. Yeah, so copy this link here, go to the flow, and replace the link. Okay, so it's not copied. Okay, it's not getting pasted. Let me try one more time. Okay, so instead of this id equals to 1, we need to pass the dynamic id. Okay, so for that, instead of 1 here, I will directly say pass the id from this SharePoint list itself. Okay, so if the id with 2 is created in SharePoint list, so the second item will be opened when the user will click on this link. So here we are mentioning the text and done. At the last, there will be a simple message records manager, something like this. Okay. Let's save this flow. On this save button you will save this flow, and now our flow is ready to run. Let's now test. So here is our form. So let's try. So here will be my name. For testing, I'm using my mail address to show you. Okay, selecting I'm a student of class 8, and it's my school name. Whatever. The contact number, I need to go for online, okay, or offline. Okay, I need to go online, and I want Microsoft Teams, and let's submit this response. Okay, so my response has been submitted. Now in the back end, this flow should run. Now let's see if it ran or not. Okay, so from the run history I can see that it ran successfully. So let's see our database now, if the response is getting reflected on the list. Yes, you can see this item. This item has been created. You can see the response got stored in this list. So as a teacher, I can find the item from here. So, and now I also should get a mail, right? So let's see that. Let's open my mailbox. Okay, you can see here I got this mail as a student. Hi Prasun Chakravarti, thank you for contacting us. We have mailed your details to our teachers. They will validate the details and get back to you soon. So I got this mail as a student. Now as I am the teacher also, so I will, okay, there is some alignment problem in the body. Okay, that's not a problem. So here I got this mail as a teacher with the predefined subject and the mail body, and I got this hyperlink here. So let's see if it's working or not. So I clicked here, and yeah, and the response opened. Yeah, so now this is working fine. Just the silly thing that I need to do is I just need to modify the mail body a little bit. This should be in a new line, right? Regards your manager. This should be in a new line. So for that I will go to this tab and just I will select OK. Break the line, please. I did the changes and I saved this flow, and again, okay, I will test it with our previous responses. You can see the green tick means that this action is successfully done. If you get red here, that means there must be some errors. You need to check that. Okay, so I got this. Let's see my mailbox again. Okay, I got again. You can see this is the new mail. This is the new mail structure. Okay, so this is working fine. I hope you understood the basic things. How can you operate these two things in Power Automate? Okay. And some guys are poor in SQL and all, so they can directly store some data that is getting captured from front end. They can directly store into a SharePoint list basically. In SharePoint, we have SharePoint has the facility to build some fantastic websites using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, C Sharp. So SharePoint gives these all facilities to the developers to build amazing things and work with them. So this is it for now, and have a nice day. Thank you. Goodbye.